Hello and welcome to NPTEL online teaching platform. In our previous video, we discussed formal gardens in detail. Now in this video, we are moving forward to informal gardens. Today, we will discuss about their key features and then take a closer look at English and Japanese informal gardens, representatives of informal style garden. Let's begin the lecture with brief introduction about informal style gardens. An informal style garden is a type of garden design that seeks to emulate the natural and relaxed appearance of nature. Unlike formal gardens with structured layout, informal gardens often features irregular spaces, shapes, curved lines, and a mix of plant varieties. These gardens aims to create a more casual and organic aesthetic, avoiding strict symmetry and emphasizing a harmonious blend with the surrounding environment. Early Hindu and Buddhist gardens deliberately avoided placing importance on formal design principle. These gardens favored a more naturalistic approach, steering clear of rigid structures and formality. Even Chinese and Japanese gardens showcase the skillful application of asymmetrical balance. The deliberate arrangement of elements in these gardens achieved harmony without adhering strictly to symmetry, highlighting the profound appreciation for the beauty found in irregularity and asymmetry. As we all know that when cities grew and industries expanded, people wanted to balance the impact of progress. They intentionally brought nature back into gardens, creating green havens as a escape from urban and industrial life. So, the onset of the Industrial Revolution played a pivotal role in instigating a renewed connection with nature in English gardens. Informal gardens prioritize a natural look, but they may be less ideal for very small spaces due to their open design. The planting in these gardens is varied and lacks defined lines. Contrary to perception, informal gardens need careful design and planning, demanding as much attention as formal gardens. Achieving balance in informal gardens is emphasized through asymmetrical layouts in informal gardens. There is a deliberate emphasis on incorporating smooth and curvaceous outlines, avoiding the rigid constraints of straight lines commonly seen in formal designs. These gardens are characterized by open expanses of lawn, creating a welcoming atmosphere enhanced by cluster of trees providing shade. What distinguishes informal gardens further is their departure from traditional geometric shapes. Instead, they favor non-traditional organic forms that contribute to a more relaxed and natural aesthetic. Paths in informal gardens deliberately take irregular routes, avoiding straight lines to enhance the natural and relaxed atmosphere. Shrubbery and borders are strategically positioned along the periphery of the lawn, contributing to the garden's informal and organic feel. The design of these gardens may incorporate scenes featuring lakes, islands, streams, and cascades, adding picturesque elements that complement the overall aesthetic. Despite being an artificial creation, this gardening style meticulously preserves the essence of nature, offering a curated yet authentic representation of the natural world within the garden setting. It can be said that informal style garden has a symmetrical balance even though the objects are not arranged around a central axis unlike the formal design. However, on the other side of the vertical axis, the dissimilar objects are placed without any similarity but equated to give the occult appearance of balance. Now moving ahead, next is that the different types of informal style garden, that is English style garden and the Japanese style garden. They are typically the examples of informal style garden or informal style designs. In these gardens, there is a preference for more natural and relaxed aesthetic characterized by irregular layouts, diverse plantings, and an avoidance of strict symmetry. The English style often reflects a blend of nature and art, while Japanese focus garden on creating serene and harmonious environment inspired by the natural landscape. First, we will discuss about the English style gardens that originated in the early 18th century. They are known as the English Landscape Park or simply the English Garden. It goes by different names in various languages. It emerged as a new gardening style. It emerged as a new gardening style, replacing the formal and symmetrical French formal garden, which was dominant in Europe during the 17th century. The English style garden trend spread across Europe, becoming a popular and influential garden style. In simple terms, the English style garden was a big change from the organized layouts of formal French gardens. It became very popular and had a long lasting influence on how gardens in Europe were designed for many years. Here on the right side is an image of Sissinghurst Castle, that is one of the famous representative of English style garden. It is located in England. The English garden depicted an idealized version of nature, taking inspiration from landscape paintings by Claude Lorrain and Nicolas Poussin. Additionally, in the Anglo-Chinese garden, it drew influence from the classical Chinese garden of the East, which European travelers had recently described. To get a clear idea about the English style garden, let's talk about its key features with some famous examples. The layout of an English style garden typically feature the following characteristics, that is, number 1, informality. English gardens often have a relaxed and informal layout, avoiding rigid structure and formal symmetry. Next is mixed planting. They showcase a diverse mix of plants including flowers, shrubs, and trees, creating a layered and visually appealing landscape. Third is the pathways, that is, irregular pathways wind through the garden, contributing to a sense of exploration and discovery. The fourth is the artistic elements, that is, incorporation of artistic features such as sculptures, ornaments, and architectural details adds a creative touch to the natural surroundings. An example of a garden with mixed plantings in the English style is the Hidcote. An example of a garden with mixed plantings of the English style is the Hidcote Manor garden in Gloucestershire, England. It was designed by Lawrence Johnston in the early 20th century. Hidcote is renowned for its diverse and artfully arranged planting. Here are some examples of mixed plantings in Hidcote Manor garden. The first image is here, it is the red border. This area features a vibrant mix of perennials including red heart poker, roses, salvias, and dahlias. The second one is, that is, white garden. It represents a sense of elegant space that showcases a mix of white flowering plants like roses, lilies, and phlox. And this last image is a pillar garden. It features a mixed climbing plants and perennials. This area highlights the vertical elements with roses, clematis, and other climbers, complemented by long growing plants. These examples from Hidcote Manor garden illustrate the intentional blending of different plants, colors, and texture. That is the characteristics of the mixed planting in English style gardens. An exemplary English style garden featuring picturesque pathway is the Sissinghurst Castle Garden in Kent, England. It was designed by Vita Sack Willie West and Harold Nicholson in the mid-20th century. Sissinghurst is celebrated for its intricate layouts and inviting pathways. The White Garden in particular showcases well-defined meandering path bordered by meticulously curated plantings, provided visitors with a charming and immersive experience. Another notable English style garden featuring artistic element is the great Dixter House and Garden in East Sussex, England. It was designed by Sir Edwin Lutyens and later enhanced by Christopher Lloyd. The garden incorporates various artistic features. The long border, for example, showcases sculptural elements such as the peacock topiary that add a creative touch. Additionally, the garden includes architectural details like the etc. It is an ornamental structure contributing to the artistic atmosphere of this garden. Let's move on to our next slide. There are some more features such as water elements, structured layout, naturalistic design, and open lawns. Water elements in English gardens, the incorporation of ponds, streams, or fountains is intentional, and they are not only for enhancing aesthetic appeal but also fostering a peaceful and calming atmosphere within the design. And the next one is that is structured layouts. Despite the informal nature embraced by the English garden, there is a deliberate inclusion of structured elements. This balancing act serves to uphold a sense of order and equilibrium within the garden's overall layout. And the third one is the naturalistic design. The overarching design philosophy of English gardens revolves around mirroring nature. This approach aims to craft an environment that is both harmonious and visually picturesque, drawing inspiration from the natural world. The last one is that is open lawns. a characteristic feature of English garden is the presence of expansive open lawns. Beyond providing areas for relaxation, these open spaces play a dual role by place open lawns. The characteristic features of English garden is the presence of expansive open lawns. Beyond providing areas of relaxation, these open spaces play a dual role by accentuating the beauty of the surrounding plantings, creating a visually appealing and inviting landscape. Now let's me show you some more example that is related to its feature. This is an image of one notable English style garden with the water features. It is the Hampton Court Palace Garden in London. This garden was originally designed in the 17th century. It shows ornate water features such as the iconic fountain court. Moreover, the Grand Cascade, a series of cascading waterfalls, adds a majestic touch, while the pond gardens feature serene water elements, contributing to the overall charm and elegance of this garden. Here is another example representing structured layout, the Storehead Garden in Wiltshire, England. It was designed in the 18th century. Storehead features formal garden with carefully planned pathways, a lake, and classical architectural structures like the Temple of Apollo. The geometric precision and symmetrical design of Storehead exemplify the structural layout characteristics of English style garden. Here it is an example of exemplary English style garden that embodies both naturalistic design and open lawns is the Wisley Garden, part of the Royal Horticultural Society Garden in Surrey, England. The next feature of English style garden is its historical influence. So, English garden often showcase a blend of traditional and contemporary design elements, drawing inspiration from various historical periods to create a unique and diverse aesthetic. The last feature is its seasonal interest, that is about careful consideration during plant selections in English gardens that ensures a visually appealing landscape throughout the year. It is achieved by incorporating plants that provide interest during different seasons. One notable English style garden influenced by history is the Rosham House and Garden in Oxfordshire, England. It was designed in the 18th century by William Kent. Rustham incorporates historical elements such as classical statues, temples, and walled garden. The deliberate inclusion of historical influences contributes to the timeless and classical appeal of the Rosham house and garden. Here are some of the examples of English style garden found around the world, that is Sissinghurst Castle Garden, Kent, England, then Great Dixter, Northumberland, East Sussex, then the Hidcote Manor, Campden, Gloucestershire, then Courts Garden, Wiltshire, England, then the Rosham House Garden, Oxfordshire, England, then the Wisley Garden, south of London, England, then Hampton Court, Palace Garden, Molesey, United Kingdom, and the next is the Southern Garden, Wiltshire, England. So that's it for today's lecture. The next time we will talk more about gardens, focusing on the informal style and diving deep into Japanese garden. See you in the next lecture. Thank you.